我想問翻咧，對於全民退休保障咧，你對政府有啲咩意見呢？
咁我認為即係全民退保都辯論咗成10年啦，喺個立法會裏面，但係啲即係親財團嘅議員啦、建制派保皇黨議員咧，一定係反對嘅。咁所以我哋今日出嚟去抗爭就係認為，因為女性嘅貧窮其實好大原因都係因為而家冇一個全民退休金。咁尤其是係好多家庭主婦喺要做家務勞動嘅，根本就冇錢噶嘛，要去靠佢嘅伴侶，係依靠佢伴侶嘅收入咧嚟到係維持佢哋嘅生活，可能俾啲家用佢啊。咁所以其實呢個同性暴力都有關嘅，因為如果你嘅財政上面屋企嘅經濟係要靠老公嘅話，咁個老公打你或者受到家暴嘅時候咧，你就唔能夠離開呢段關係啊嘛。咁第二就係因為好多嘅婦女佢老咗嘅時候，即係佢以前做後生嘅時候做家庭主婦啦，咁佢老咗嘅時候，因為佢後生嘅時候係唔受呢個強積金嘅保障嘅，因為冇出嚟打工做全職啊嘛。咁佢老咗嘅時候就要維持生計咧，冇任何退休金，就唯有咧係上街執紙皮或者做一啲低收入嘅工作。咁亦都係點解我哋見到今日好多嘅婦女喺條街度執紙皮嗰啲咧，大部分都係阿婆嚟嘅，唔係阿伯嚟嘅，就係因為冇呢個全民退保。咁所以我哋認為一定要係即刻廢除強積金啦，落實全民退休保障。
你對於關於 LGBT 啦，咁任何嘅小眾咧都受到呢個性暴力嘅影響啦。咁作為其中一個組織嘅負責人，咁你會點樣促請政府去認真正視問題咧？
尤其是其實性小眾咧，其實喺而家呢過去幾年個數字咧，其實我哋見到好多同志團體都反映好多不滿啊，因為性小眾其實佢哋受到家暴啦，或者受到佢哋伴侶嘅性騷擾啊，或者係性暴力對待咧，其實都好多。咁但係如果我哋睇翻政府嘅數據咧，或者社署嘅數字，其實係冇任何關於性小眾或者跨性別甚至跨性別人士啊、同性戀者係冇任何呢啲數據，因為佢哋根本就唔當係家庭暴力，亦都唔當係一個性暴力咯。咁好多嘅性小眾，佢哋打電話去投訴啊，或者打電話去希望啲支援嘅時候咧，或者想申請庇護中心，咁嗰啲社署嘅前線嘅社工或者職員咧，就即刻 cut 佢線，或者話喂，我哋跨性別人士，咁我哋淨係接收女性嘅啫，你跨性別我唔會，我唔知你係咩事喎。咁或者庇護中心亦都話佢哋係唔會收跨性別人士或者係性小眾啦。咁所以其實佢哋即係更加受到嘅打壓咧，係更加多啊！咁所以我哋認為一定係我哋係支持即係更加多對於同志權利嘅立法啦。咁但係立法係唔夠嘅，係需要有一個更加大嘅同志嘅運動。咁同埋同志運動應該聯繫到其他工人啊、婦女嘅運動啦，一齊係去抗爭咯。唔好意思，係嗰兩個問題。第一個問題係咩啊？全民退保we demand for universal pension system to end women's poverty today in International Women's Day, and it's very good that today we gather a lot of other international groups and also the Refugee Union and Slut Walk Hong Kong, a League of Social Democrats and us Socialist Action to fight against sexual violence. Why we want a universal pension system is because many of the women, if they are housewives and they're involved in many housework, this kind of labor is not paid and they are working for nothing. They can only rely on their husband or their partner to give them money. So financially and economically, they're very, very dependent and they cannot go out to work. Even they go to work, it's not a full-time job, it's a part-time or freelance job. And that's why many of the women, they are living under poverty line. And why we think the MPF needs to be abolished is because MPF only includes the full-time workers. And that's why housewife is not included in this pension system. And that's why many of the women, when they get old, they don't have any pension. They have to, they can only rely on the fruit money, which is only $1,100. And that's why we see a lot of elderly women, old women, they have to pick up rubbish or cardboard on the street to recycle for money, for very little money. That's why we demand for a universal pension system. Many of the LGBT victims of sexual violence and sexual harassment is becoming more serious. But unfortunately, the government, especially the Social Welfare Department, they are really responsible for this because they do not include the LGBT group in sexual violence statistics. And many of the victims, when they call and when they try to get help from the government or Social Welfare Department, many of the frontline officers, because they do not have enough training and they just reject because you are transgendered, we only receive women, we only help women victims, and we don't want to help the LGBT people. And that's why it makes them very helpless, feel very helpless. And that's why we think the LGBT, we support all the legislative laws to support and to defend the LGBT rights, but this is not enough. Legislation is not enough. We want a militant and fighting movement to unite women, the working people, the LGBT people together to fight for democratic rights and also to end poverty and against the capitalist system who just benefits the rich.